Hey folks, this is Tony Lane from West Virginia Sports Network alongside with Jonathan Foster, also West Virginia Sports Network. We're coming to you from West Madison and Scott Skyhawk, the men's basketball locker room here. They're coming off a 1-0 start. We'll get into more of that here in just a few minutes. As this, you're watching the first ever West Virginia Sports Network Sports Weekly show. Every week you'll be able to catch sports updates from around the area and more importantly about your West Virginia region as a whole. This is the West Virginia Sports Network when we are John going to focus a lot on Southern West Virginia, but there's going to be a lot of games this year that that also have outside of the region teams. We're looking at one of them Friday, Spring Valley, and of course the Coalfield Shootout, which we'll touch on more on Saturday, has a lot of outside state teams.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to that. You know, we're gonna kick off our season. We attempted Tuesday, and due to some school closings and everything, that got laid to the side for us. But we're gonna tip off Friday in Lincoln County. Me and Tony's talked about, and we're real excited. We think the fan base is good. You know, their team's poised. They're deep. We're really looking forward to Spring Valley coming in, and us getting to do that game.
And Coach Plumley's, as many have seen in the preview, as long as a couple other previews, if you've been fortunate enough to check those out. If not, they are on our website and available for you to check, free of charge, of course.
At WVSportsnet.com.
And also, Coach Rodney Plumley, he's got, like I said, he's got 8 seniors, so he's ready. He's got the poise and the leadership to run it.
He's got some size too, don't he?
He does, man. He's got like 3 or 4 guys over 6'4", 6'5", and
that's tough to find.
They're not tall and lanky either. I mean, they got some meat to them.
That's right. Yeah, they're some big boys.
Well, first, folks, I know we've been advertising. John, you're going to elaborate more on this. We are going to be doing live broadcasts. We apologize for right now. We will not be doing live broadcasts temporarily. John, if you could please just tell these people you're more about
what
the
has
tech side of
happened
this.
is everybody that's in school that's watching this broadcast is probably they're watching it on their phone or at their house because YouTube has been outlawed from schools. That's not what we use, but we use a client that's similar to that, and it's blocked, so the kids can't get access to it. And we're gonna go through the right channels at WVSN. We're gonna do it correct. We have enough support behind us. We feel like that we can get this move through RISA, is the State Department that controls it. And I'm asking everybody to log onto our website. We'll have a form that they can fill out, and we can let our voice be heard. I'd like to try to have as many signatures as possible, as when we take it to these people, we can show them, how passionate we are about high school sports.
Right. I mean, we are still going to do tape delays, including the Coalfield Shootout and, again, Lincoln County as they host Spring Valley on Friday. We're going to be as quick and prompt as possible in getting them videos to you, the fans, because you are the ones that are going to help keep this the West Virginia Sports Network going. And we need your support, folks, so bear with us. We've only been in this for a few weeks. Everything's just going to get better and better, so stick along for the ride, and we promise it'll be a professional and a good one.
That's right.
And we're going to bring as much West Virginia athletic news to you as we possibly can. But now we're going to get a little more of more into the sports news aspect of it.
Get into it.
Well, Tuesday night, opening tip-off for a lot of teams. Sherman was supposed to be one of them. We were supposed to be covering it, but unfortunately that game has been postponed. And if you didn't know about it, rescheduled for January 17th at Sherman High School, 7:30 p.m., same tip time. The coverage is yet to be determined. We'll see how the schedule goes between now and then. But some other games last night. As we mentioned, we're coming to you live from not live, but from Scott High School.
That's going to be a hard habit to break.
I'm sorry, folks.
That's what we really want to do for the people.
It's practice for down the road in a few weeks, maybe a month or two. We'll be live for real that time.
That's right.
But both Scott girls and boys got off to a big start last night. And first, we'll talk about the Scott girls. Makenize White, a junior, already committed to West Virginia University. Arguably the best female player in the state. Some people were even comparing her to some of the girls that came out of Charleston a couple years ago, Hornbuckle, and
there'll be a lot of speculation. She's pretty good,
right? And they say she can play anywhere, but last night she didn't take her long to pick up where she left off last year.
No, me and you looked at that, and we were texting about it today. We thought it was really wild that a girls' game scored 57 points. And the reason that can happen is Makenize scored 40 points last night.
And just to let you know, Scott did win, as we mentioned, 57-46. So she almost outscored all of Polka.
Right.
Polka snuck one by her by about 3 field goals there. So unbelievable. And also another achievement for Makenize White. Congratulations to you personally. If you get to see this, Makenize, on scoring your thousandth career point last night, and only your first year first game as a junior. That's unbelievable, and congratulations. We really hope you hit that 2,000 career mark after it's all said and done.
That'd be great to see.
But if she keeps on going 40 a game, I think she'll be all right.
Not a hard number to catch.
Yeah. maybe 2,000 is low end.
I know,
she might as well just go for the state
we're
record.
at the beginning of her junior season.
We don't know what the state record is for career points. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, we'll have to get the stat guy on
do
that.
a countdown.
Stat guy, can we get that?
We won't put that on you, Mackenzie. But also on this in the preview we had for the Scott boys, we had to talk about the Twin Towers, and boy, what a night did they have last night against Tulsa, John.
You know, Dave Ward just went down there, and from what we understood from the locker room, as everybody was coming out, he kind of just went unconscious. He scored 32 points, had 10 rebounds. Looks like, he had a few assists. So, he was all over the court. And the other big man, Justin Harmon, that was in our preview, he 10 and 10. That's solid every night.
He chipped in 3 assists as well. I think we were talking, Scott probably had about 50% of their field goals last night off assists. So what that means to me as a person, that means that Scott was running the offense pretty effectively last night, and that ball was moving. There was not any slash and dash, one versus the rest of the team. And that's
definitely a team effort.
That's definitely Kingery ball. And
we'll see a lot of that. He said he'd like to have 10 people in his rotation by come April, April.
And I believe last night he had about 7, so he's close.
That's right. Yeah, he's getting there.
And those are the ones that actually recorded statistics. So I'm sure he had a couple more than 7. But it looks like he had about 7 strong last night. But they won. They took care of business barely, 60-56. The game was a close one. It was tied 28-28 in the first half. Tulsa was up by as many as 8 in the third quarter, and probably just a little bit of the reason was because they shot 23 of 37 the first 3 quarters for an abysmal 62%.
Yeah, that's the number that jumped out at us. When we got that stat paper, wow.
I mean,
talking about throwing the ball in the bucket. Tulsa done it last
And then
night.
being on the road, Scott showed resilience, though. They overcame. I guess what I understood, Dave Ward hit 6 of 6 free throws down the stretch, and they wrapped it up and came out in the end and pulled a tough one on the road.
That's what it takes to win ball games. You got to make free throws down the stretch, and that's good for this Skyhawk team to get that kind of senior leadership right out of the gate. Dave Ward comes in first game, puts the nail in the coffin, ends Tulsa. Let's move on to game 2.
And I like just how that we hyped up the Dave Ward and Justin Harmon Twin Towers, and they didn't let us down last night. First game of the year, they both have double-doubles. Thank you guys for making us look like
solid
geniuses. Night, but after 1-0 for both teams, Scott going for their second game this Saturday as up at the Madison Civic Center. The Coalfield Shootout comes to town. Very excited about that.
Man, there's going to be there's a lot of buzz around the Civic Center and Scott and Madison, period, for all these teams coming in.
10 teams, 4 out of state, 1 from Virginia, and 3 from Kentucky, I believe.
Kentucky, yes.
And also Scott is wrapping it up against Sissonville in the Cardinal. Next year will be a Cardinal conference game, but Scott still wants to set the tone of what they're bringing to that conference next year, I'm sure.
Well, let's start there to where we're going to tip off. We're going to begin our coverage at 3:30. Pike County Central versus Winfield. That's Winfield's a AAA school. Pike County Central. My family lives in Belfry, Kentucky, and I've never been in the school, Tony, but I've drove by it, and it's pretty big.
Yeah, I heard that it's going to be like if there'd be a AAA of Kentucky. I don't know how that works.
Right.
I'm just still now getting used to the West Virginia system, one state at a time, folks. But from what I understand, it'd be about equivalent to like a AAA versus AAA. Winfield's a pretty storied basketball athletic program in general. They're just an athletic school, coming out of Putnam County over there, and also. Pike County Central, they're making a trip up. So anybody loves to see an out of state. It's bragging rights.
Right.
Which state has the better basketball team?
Well, if I understood everybody right, talking with them this week, we're talking probably 4,000 people is the capacity at the Madison Civic Center, and I can't see why the fans wouldn't come out, at that 7:00 game and get behind their Scott Skyhawks. Let's. They could pack that place.
Well, and the crazy thing is, it's $5 for all day, folks. Yeah. We're going to promote this as in you should come and watch it because we're going to be putting the games back up on Sunday. But if you want to come and see some good high school action, cheap for the whole family, the games start at noon. Mount View versus Buffalo, and they go all the way until Sissonville Scott at 7 for $5. You can get 5 games. That's $1 a game. Yeah, go to the movies and you won't.
No, it's hard to find.
Double for a ticket, double price for just one ticket.
That's definitely more. That's cheaper than a Big Mac meal.
Well, that's pretty much like a supersize.
That's right.
A Coalfield Shootout supersize McDonald's meal on Saturday. 5 games, 12 to probably about 9 o'clock. 9 hours of basketball action. It's going to be action packed. 3:30 Pike County Central versus Winfield. The next another game a lot of people are buzzing about. Logan's season opener actually, and everyone's going to be probably. I imagine a lot of people to be there because also they're playing a team that's never been around here, at least in. Anytime that I've
not that
anybody I've talked to has heard of this.
They may have came up last year. We know we'll have to check on that, but Logan travels real well, and I think that they'll have a good showing at the Civic Center as well. Coach Hatcher's expressed that in the past of how well Logan's traveled, so they should have a good fan base.
And a lot of people are very, very excited about Logan this year. They're curious about what's going to happen with the loss of Noah Cottrell. Right. But I mean, from what we saw, we didn't. I know everyone didn't get to see the preview.
Right. That was technical difficulties. And that's been overcome now by WVSN.
Yeah, but, and we apologize to Logan for that again. Sorry about that. We didn't leave you guys out. But Brook Point features a coach, Joey Kania. He was a longtime assistant under Tom Sutherland at West Virginia Tech, I believe, and he is originally from Fayette County. They wanted to play Valley Fayette, right. Rumor mill. This is rumor mill. They wanted to play Valley Fayette. Valley Fayette couldn't do it because, again, he is from Fayette County. So they win Logan. Yeah. They not only get
one lottery. Huh?
Yeah, not one returning All-Stater, but two in Deontay Coleman, and a lot of people are buzzing about Trevor Andrews being a third All-Stater.
Paul Williamson being the third head of that. He's a natural-born shooter, so be exciting to see how that Logan team. We've watched their practices, Tony, how athletic they are. They get up and down the floor. They got probably 6, 7, 8 bodies. I mean, they can bring off the bench.
And they have another junior, Stevie Browning, that a lot of the locals are really raving about. Yeah. Maybe not so much this year as in getting his feet wet the next year. Right. From what I understand, it's going to be him and his team.
Yeah, Hatch was real excited about his boys, and that should make us excited as well as to the fans.
Yeah, everyone should be. I mean, what you guys don't understand is that you got you got 2 potentially top 5 preseason ranked teams in this area, Scott and Logan. If you're into Boone, Logan, Lincoln County area or something like that, even Mingo, you have access to some great basketball, not only live at the games, but again, you can catch a lot of them here on WVSportsnet.com.
Right, yeah, we're going to try to have them up, like we said, the day after. They'll be up for live viewing, and that's our promise to you guys at the beginning of the season. We told you we was going to bring high school sports, like they've never seen it around here. And Tony, I just graduated in 2004, just right, but I don't remember anything like this happening. And, once again, thanks everyone that supports us. And, we've went in, everybody's been open arms with us, Tony. And
just stick with us, folks. It's a work in progress, but we feel very strongly about the product, and everything for you, the fans. We're going to try to get more info, but we're not going to know what's wrong if you don't let us know. So please contact us on our website. Let us know what you'd like to see, something they're doing wrong. We're here for you guys as well. If you guys ain't happy, then obviously this ain't going to work. So we're going to try to keep everybody happy. But back to some more basketball. Again, 5:15 Brook Point, Virginia versus Logan. And then, of course, the showdown that everyone here in Madison is going to be pumped about. Yeah. Season home opener, I guess you could technically say. Sissonville coming down to take on Scott. Sissonville losing 6 players last year, defeated Scott last year as well. And I know Coach Kinger, he mentioned to us in private that he's looking for a little revenge against Sissonville in a future Cardinal Conference game. And again, that game is slated to begin at 7. The times are probably going to be a little fluctuated. Right. But again, Coalfield Shootout this Saturday beginning at noon, Madison Civic Center. $5 all day. If you can't make it, if it's too cold, we understand it's going to, and the weather may be a little rainy, a little slushy a little bit on Saturday night. If you can't make it out, again, the last 3 games will be on WV Sportsnet on Sunday.
Right, that's right.
And some other scores from last night to round out the prep action. We talked about Scott, boys and girls getting off to big wins last night. The Logan girls, they lost a close one to Tulsa, 53-50, and then just some other Charleston area scores in Southern West Virginia.
Looks like Cabell Midland over Riverside, 84-42 in boys action. Polka boys over Nitro men's team, 61-39. Is that Hannah 72 and Van 34 in the men's action?
36. They doubled them up. So two season openers last night that didn't open pretty. Right. Riverside and Van taking the bad end of a beating. Both getting doubled up last night.
Well, Tony, you'd rather it happen now, as February, where your team, it's hard coming down the stretch losing games. You get them in now. Good coach over at Riverside AAA program. I'm sure they'll get it turned around.
Right, and you will get to see some of them, I believe, too, up at Lincoln County this year. Yeah. So. Again, Tony Lane, Jonathan Foster, WVSportsnet.com,
Keep it locked in.
Sports Network. And again, keep it locked in for Saturday. The Lincoln County Spring Valley game will be posted up. And also, if there's any updates on any other sports, we'll be more than happy to bring it to you. And
well, Tony, we talked about this morning. We're going to try to catch up with some of the players before the games. So hopefully, if we can't bring you that video, we might be able to bring you that podcast. I've looked into that today. So,
But again, Coalfield Shootout Saturday after Lincoln County Spring Valley Friday. It's opening season, opening week for this 2010-2011 season.
We're ready.
I'm excited. You excited?
I'm pumped.
All right. Well, it's unanimous on this side. We hope you are too. So keep it locked in here on WVSportsnet.com, West Virginia Sports Network.
Your online leader for high school athletics.